Hello, welcome to module 8.4, retargeting and audience building. In this particular module, you'll discover how to follow your customers around the internet, build familiarity and convert more browsers into buyers using a strategy called retargeting, which is sometimes known as remarketing. So you'll discover how you can build audiences of people around the internet that you can market your business to, and also how retargeting makes your digital marketing more cost effective. So what is retargeting? Have you ever looked for something online and later you've started to see ads everywhere you go showing you what you've been searching for? It kind of feels like your device remembers what you were looking for and it's reminding you about that jacket or that pair of shoes you were about to buy just before you got distracted by the knock on the door or the WhatsApp conversation with your friend. Retargeting is the process of showing ads exclusively to people who have recently visited your website. So for example, if you go to Amazon and you look at a particular book and then you don't buy it, you get cookied with a tracking code so that the next time you go on Facebook or Twitter or you're on a website that actually has a space for display ads, they can then show ads to people who have these retargeting cookies on their devices. So every time you go to a website that has these cookies or conversion pixels or remarketing pixels, there's so many different names for them. But once these pixels have entered your device, if you go to a website and it's on your browser, then you can be tracked over and over again. They can show you ads based on the website pages you've looked at previously. So that's how it works. So why is this important for you? Loads of reasons why retargeting is important. So to stay top of mind by showing tailored ads to those who have visited specific pages on your website. You can use it to show the right ads to the right people at the right time. You can reduce shopping cart abandonment rates, recover lost opportunity for sales, show an ad to anyone who's been on your website within a specific time frame. So for example, within the last 90 days or 30 days, you can actually narrow it down that specifically. You can maximize exposure and build familiarity and brand awareness. So by retargeting your ads, you're able to do all of that. And there's so many other ways to use retargeting to your advantage. So let's say, for example, you're a consultant and you want to show an ad to people who had viewed your website but didn't submit an inquiry form. Now, normally, unless that person decides to go back to your website off their own back, you'd lose that lead forever. But with retargeting, you're able to show an ad to anyone who's been on your website within a time range of up to 180 days, encouraging them to return to your website. So that's really powerful stuff. So using retargeting strategies not only makes your life easier as a marketer, but it also helps create a more personalized experience for your visitors and your customers. So how does retargeting work? This is actually retargeting at work. Let's just imagine we're looking at some trainers, and if you're in the US, you guys call it sneakers. So let's say you're looking for some sneakers or trainers or whatever you want to call them, and you decide not to buy right now, okay? And then you hop over to YouTube and you visit a few other sites, and then you go over to Amazon and you're like, that's interesting. I'm starting to see the trainers I was looking at. So if you can see in this picture, there are places on various websites that they have these display adverts, and also places like Facebook, Twitter. Those platforms also use retargeting. So as you can see, the person who's been looking at trainers, after they log on Facebook, Twitter, or any other place where they have ad platforms, they're shown your retargeted ad. So then that sends them back to the website that they originally saw these items on. This is really important because with platforms such as Google AdWords, Facebook and Twitter, you're able to set up, after you build up what's called a retargeting list, or on Facebook it's known as a custom audience. Now this is done by inserting a piece of code into your website that collects the data of each visitor that comes to your website. So let's jump over to a video demonstration of how some of this works and how you can set this stuff up. Okay, so we're back inside Facebook. I'm just about to show you how to create custom audiences for the purpose of retargeting. I'm going to move on to Twitter as well and show you how to create tailored audiences. It's pretty much the same thing as custom audiences for Facebook, but it's their method of setting up retargeting on your website so that you can remarket to people that have been to your website previously, but they didn't necessarily buy or convert into a lead. So all you do inside of Facebook is you click on the arrow on the right hand side, and then you click on manage ads. So you should already have your ads account set up already. So what you do is you go to your ad account, and then once you're inside your ad account, you just click on tools, then you go on to audiences, and then you click on create audience, and then you click on custom audience. So this will give you some options. It will ask you, how do you want to create this audience? It says reach people who have a relationship with your business, whether they are existing customers or people who have interacted with your business on Facebook or on other platforms. So you can also retarget people who have already liked your Facebook fan page. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're talking about people who have visited your website and they haven't converted. So what you would do is click on website traffic, and then that will give you the option to name your audience. So anyone who visits your website, people visiting specific web pages but not others, people who haven't visited in a certain amount of time. So these are really powerful options here, but just to keep it simple, we're going to just use anyone who visits your website. So we can take this up to the last 180 days, that's the maximum, and then you can just give this a name, so describe it. So you might want to say you want to target people who have been to your shopping cart but didn't actually buy. So you could just say shopping cart, create audience, click OK. So that's done. But the thing is, you're going to need a retargeting pixel. So if you haven't already done that, that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But what you need to do is get that installed into your website by clicking on tools and then clicking on pixels, and then you click on set up, and then you click on email pixel code, and then you can type in the person's email address. So whoever's going to be looking after your website, your web manager, you could send this code to them and then they can put it into your website for you. They should know what to do with it. But if you're going to be doing it yourself, this pixel, you can literally copy and paste it and put it inside the header part of your website. So it tells you exactly how to do it. So in between the head, the header part of your website, just before the end of it, in your website code. So you just simply copy that and then paste it inside your website code. So if you're in doubt of how to do this, make sure you speak to your web manager or the person who looks after your website. Or if you're part of the you're part of my coaching group, that's something that I can help you do as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much straightforward. So once you put this code into your website, Facebook will be able to build those retargeting audiences for you. So now that you've got your retargeting audience set up, if you want to create an ad to show specifically to those people, it's really simple. You just click on create ad. And then let's just say you wanted to send these people back to your website. So you click on send people to your website. We're just going to leave this as website clicks just for the demonstration. And then instead of completing all this demographic details here, instead of focusing on the targeting, what you're going to do is choose your custom audience, and then you're going to select that custom audience that you've created to retarget them. So we just created one that said shopping cart. So we just select that, and then that's it. So once you've done that, you can leave all of this out because you're just targeting the people who are on that retargeting list, and then just continue with your ad. So just continue with your daily budget, say how much you want to spend, and that's pretty much it. So let's move on to Twitter. So if you want to set up retargeting for Twitter ads, what you need to do is log on to your Twitter account and then click on your profile picture and then click Twitter ads. So once you're inside your Twitter advertising dashboard, you just click on Tools and then click on Audience Manager. And here is where you create your tailored audience. So you just click on Create New Audience and create a website tailored audience. So you just give it a name, use the universal tag that's recommended, and then here is where you enter the details about what conditions should be met for people to be shown your retargeting ads. So for example, you can track all website visits, so every person who's been to your website through Twitter, if they're a Twitter user and they go onto your website, you can track those people. Or you can target people with an exact URL. So for example, if they go to a specific page on your website and then you want to draw them back in, you just type the URL of that website in this box here, and then you can create that audience. So key thing here, make sure that you do have a privacy policy on your website, because you have to agree that there is a privacy policy on your website. So your privacy policy basically just informs website visitors of what your intentions are by having tracking cookies and pixels and that kind of stuff on your website. So you need to let them know that you are collecting their data so that you can market to them again, and that's in that should be a page on your website, and there should always be a link to that page on any landing pages you have or on the footer of your website. So make sure that you do that, because then your ad, if you don't have that, then your ad may get disapproved. So make sure you have that set up as well. Now the thing is, you're going to need, just like Facebook, you'll need to have like a tracking pixel or tracking code on your website. So to get that tracking code, all you need to do is go to Tools, Conversion Tracking, and then what you need to do is create a website tag. So you got to agree to the tailored audiences, terms and conditions. So generate website tag for conversions, and then you just copy this code, and then this code will go before the body tag in your website. So if you're using a HTML website, it will just be, it's just there in your HTML code, pretty straightforward, and place it at the bottom of all the pages of your website. But if you're using something like WordPress, then that's when you would use the footer. So you go to the footer page of the footer code of the website, and then place it before the end of body tag. So I'll just quickly show you. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to go into one of my websites. Okay, so once you're inside the WordPress dashboard, you just simply go to Appearance, Editor, and then you click on footer.php, and then your Twitter tracking code will go just before the end of body tag right here. So that's where it will go if you're using WordPress. Okay, so let's move over to Google AdWords. So if you want to create a custom audience for your Google AdWords campaigns, what you need to do is click on Shared Library, click on View. Then it's going to ask you to create a remarketing list. So you can create a list for website visitors, YouTube users, so people who've interacted with your YouTube channel or videos, mobile app users, customer email. So you can actually target people who are on your email list, which is really, really powerful. But for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to just look at setting up remarketing for your website visitors. So you click on that, click on Set Up Remarketing. Then it will ask you to tag your site. So basically, you're gonna need a code that goes inside your website, but you can actually use the Google Analytics tag instead of the AdWords remarketing tag. But let's say you wanted to put this in your website, you could either send it to someone who is your web manager and they'll take care of it for you, or you can just click on View AdWords tag for websites, and you can do it yourself. So what you've got to do is add the code to all of your web pages right before the end of body tag. So all you do is just copy that, and then you just put it inside the relevant page. So if you're using WordPress, the body tag is on the footer PHP page, as I previously mentioned in the Twitter demo. So that's about it. So now you know how to set up retargeting and build custom audiences. Let's hop over back to the live presentation. Alright, so there you have it. You just got an overview on how to create retargeting lists on platforms Facebook, Twitter and Google. Hope you got a ton of value from this module, and you have successfully completed module 8.4, retargeting and audience building. So that's it. See you again soon. Bye for now.